Persona 5, it might be considered one of, if not the greatest JRPG of all time. Given a 93 by Metacritic and a 9.7 by IGN, this game made history and set the bar high for all JRPGs to come. Which brings us to Persona 5 Royal, an updated version of Persona 5, optimized for the PS4, which brings up new additions, examples being the rebuilt fusion trees, allowing you to make that snazzy Yoshitsune build and brags roll the Kitas at school, sprinting in palaces, thank you Alice, very cool, and, made cause. However, even after being given a second chance, Atlas couldn't fix what was already written. You know what I'm getting at, the title of the video. I'm done with this Dr. Seuss opening. Here comes our favorite lasagna-loving cat, Morgana. Infamous with his legacy in Persona 5 for telling your newly named anime protagonist, Will Smith, to initiate the snoozing process, Morgana is easily one of the worst characters in the entire game. But why is that? Why is this poor wannabe womanizer of a cat so hated by the Persona fanbase? Is it because he has a watermelon for a head? Is it because Igus easily surprises him in every level? Is it because he stole all of Haru's content? Yes, it is. Atlas, don't add character to the end of the fucking— Yes, my fellow viewers, all of this and more. Let us take a trip into the metaverse, dive into collective unconsciousness, and explore Atlas's most awful, foul, and horrendously written character since literally all the female characters in Persona 4. God, I'm still making a video on Cheetah Neck. After my second New Game Plus playthrough, I realized that I haven't used Morgana as much after I got Cybele, my healer persona. This is because Morgana's main two objective appeals in the party are wind attacks and healing magic. And frankly, I only really had Morgana in the party because of the latter. Healing is Morgana's biggest thing after all, the cat's the fucking ire for the game. So here's the cat on the back for wind attacks. You can easily recruit or fuse a persona with wind attacks during Kamoshida's palace if you really need a wind persona, rendering Morgana useless from an attacking perspective extremely early in the game. And okay, maybe it was my plot armor Izanagi no Okami with max stats doing all the work, but Morgana has no use combat-wise after you regain someone like Bicorn in your arsenal. Healing is the only thing Morgana has for himself at this rate, and dear god, that puny little Dio skill in early game ain't gonna get you anywhere when you get to Chemist Medicine. Not to mention, Morgana easily has one of the worst stats starting out. By all plot reasons, Morgana is more experienced during the Kamoshida arc, and yet he is the least effective in combat, losing relevance in all senses. The Joker could cover most of his essentials with other personas. His gun is really damn weak, much less better health-wise since HP is always falling behind by other party members. He's a white mage, I get it, but he's just a burden at this rate.
Wow, but Corn, you could say that about any party member. So if anything, everyone in the party is replaceable. Wow.
Hold it!
Where the fuck did that guy come from? But anyways, counterpoint, the other party members have other qualities. Luigi and An do way more damage than Morgana could ever do. Yusuke probably replacing Morgana during Madarami's palace has physical and ice attacks, and has the addition of specializing in accuracy skills, surpassing Morgana's entire existence just by digging his nail into a senile old man's carpet and summoning a dead ninja who was fried to death by his family. Math adds up, everyone could easily replace Morgana. Hell, even Makoto and her useless ass.
Right now, you're useless to me!
I actually like Makoto, okay? Put down the harassment tweet. Just like use Cybele or something during any game. I'd rather die than have a fucking cat on my side while I'm slaying the god of all desires. You know, I've seen some annoying characters. Scarlet Witch, Sonic Boom's interpretation of Sonic, fucking Paimon from Genshin Impact. Morgana has every corner of the annoyance chamber taken. He is relentless gameplay-wise in the original Persona 5 on taking away your own personal time from your confidants. Morgana makes your world inaccessible at times, not letting you explore Shibuya during the prep phase of a palace, forcing you to go to sleep. Yes, people, this is where the awful Reddit memes come from. Now, even though half of those times are now actually replaced with free time in Royal, when it does happen, it just kind of breaks you out of the game and really emphasizes why the community won't shut up about it. You might consider this a minor nitpick, and yes, it is extremely overstated, but it does really affect your gameplay drastically, especially in the original. Those confident points aren't easy to earn. I don't need this right now, Morgana. I spent way too much time on that dark ship with Akechi, and this bitch likes the raw 701 point system. You have no idea how many times I reloaded that save. But that's barely scratching the surface. His entire character is to be a womanizer and fail miserably, and he really doesn't have an added bonus. I mean, yeah, he literally might be the end result of all your hard work. He is the creation of Igor as discovered at the end of the game, but that doesn't really pay off well after a certain little palace arc basically finalizes my decision not liking this motherfucker. But we'll get back to that in a bit, so I digress. Overall, his character is a reflection on the marketing done for Persona 5. It was obvious there was little to no thought about the character and was the result of a board meeting crossing off their checklist of what mascots they need to use for the newest SMT spin-off game. It's unfortunate because he could have met a lot more like Igus, who was a robot who slowly became human. And look at this game, funny cat, funny dance, it can even turn into a car! His character is nonsensical, only leading to terrible mini-arcs of being referred to as useless and never going anywhere. He's meant to be annoying. He bothers Ryuji relentless and even gets on the nerves of the other party members. Okay, yes, you could argue this character is meant to be annoying and I shouldn't be making a goddamn video essay about it, but it brings me to my next exhibit. Which, by the way, is probably the most horrendous part of the game. Persona 5 is one of my favorite games of all time. Its beautiful writing has helped me to connect with it more than I'm willing to admit, and it raises all sorts of bars. I know some people don't think much of it, but a lot of my morals stand with the viewpoints coming from this game. When I played the third trimester, it all clicked together. I had so much fun playing something I'd never seen before, and seeing the additional characters grow into something more.
The weak, insecure Samurai dies today!
God, man, if I never bought Royal, I would have never seen that, and I would have regretted it for my entire life. But back on track, I'm more than willing to admit its flaws, even after being so magical. And that, of course, has to come with the Okumura arc. This is one of the most flawed pieces of writing I've ever seen. It could have been worse, but in a game like this, it loses all sorts of fucking relevance. It introduces Haru during almost the end of the game, taking away all sorts of opportunities writing for her. And this palace isn't even that fun or aesthetically pleasing. I genuinely stopped enjoying the game and felt the need to stop in general. During No Game Plus, I considered taking a break because this didn't make me feel as pleased as Kamoshida or Madarame, and it certainly didn't feel like a step forward from the palace before this. We just came back from saving Futaba, a girl who was always so close yet so far away. We saved her from all the guilt that was built upon her because she thought she was the cause of her mother's death, and unfortunately Haru's arc didn't have that same magic. Hell, even after stealing Okumura's heart, you feel a bit like Haru should be reacting more and just lessens her character arc in my opinion.
Ever since Mom died, there was no exit. I was trapped in a labyrinth of my heart. I knew I had to leave it, but I couldn't do it by myself.
Futaba.
Like, I get it, her father is a douche, but she still showed emotions of caring about him, and I just felt like there should have been more than that.
You still remember something that happened so long ago? Back then, you poured your heart into making delicious food. You wanted to bring joy to others. Why did you change?
Forgive me, Haru, but I would never last if my treasure was stolen.
And you could be saying that I'm making this more than it is, but this game set the bar high and showed that they are excessive with symbolism and over-enthusiasm with the idea of taking your own life back. Like it or not, it set the expectations high, and for it to just be a filler arc that led into the next one, which, by the way, exceeded my expectations in every way, and yet I gotta remember the one before it to be god-awful, only something that filled in the blanks. Which brings me to my main point, the Morgana part. Yes, you don't have to click off the video, here's a funny cat here, I'm gonna make fun of animal euthanization, is this what you want? Morgana's part in this arc doesn't make it any better. He shows his own pair of distorted desires, finally enabling that stupid behavior that came from the beginning of the game take over and ditching the Phantom Thieves, leading up to the events of Haru and Mona, teaming up to beat up Okumura, Haru's father. And I would say that's a pretty cool concept, mascot running away to do his own thing, except it's a hell of a lot overused. We did this exact crap with Teddy with him running away Atlas.
Man, that Ted. I hope he just went back home by himself.
Not to mention, this was built up really randomly. To be fair, it didn't come out of nowhere. There were signs that predated Morgana leaving that, quote, justified it with dialogue and whatnot, but the end result did not pay off. Because Haru and Morgana teaming up were ultimately really uninteresting and didn't really lead to anything except the stupid Mentos chase. This result shows little thinking was put into it, and that this was just the writer's excuse to fit into the next arc. Well, they could have focused on the abuse from the people surrounding Haru, her fiance, her father, the company, everyone. And yet, they felt the need to just involve this stupid dumbass cat. And for the record, this only made Morgana look even more useless. He doesn't really end up doing anything, showing his strength and overcoming his fears of not being welcome or whatever the fuck. There's no progress or transition, this just happens, the ending just fucking happens. Could have dealt with like some cheesy crap Morgana becoming powerful enough to handle himself, like if they had him stick with the Phantom Thieves because that's where he belongs on his own volition, that would have been great. And then maybe fit in the human part somehow, like what you did with Teddy. Atlas, I fixed your game! Some stupid closeted gay girl can fix your fucking pussy, you sure as hell can. Nonetheless, this was done horribly. The character was made to fill in a little gap in the marketing just for a mascot, just to put him in the most safest, blandest arc ever. Jesus Christ, not even the palace music is that good. Okay, I take that back.
Sheesh, some team you are.
This was the moment my most purest, raw, unadulterated hate was born for this bullshit, trivial little stupid fucking alley cat.
I guess all you've been talking about is using the Phantom Thieves' name to pick up girls anyway. Being hyped up because of the popularity is fine, but getting conceited over it is unacceptable.
Hey, aren't you acting for your own benefit here too?
Morgana is the epitome of selfishness. Not only did this prove that he thinks so little of the fucking friendships he's made with the Phantom Thieves, but it reminded me of the true reason why he was here in the first place, because he's working for his own benefit. He was always putting his interests first. Sure, he might have felt like he had bonds with everyone, but his confidant really disproves him. This motherfucker took this long to realize that the friendship I have with him is not just some deal. Deal this, deal that. He thinks this is some contract we're bound to. I care about you, you bitch!
You and me made a deal, yeah? That means I can stay here. Isn't that right?
No.
He devalued every little sprinkle of respect I had for him, which at this point I don't even know why I ever even had. All I know is this stupid ass cat is getting swiped left and blocked all day by that legally blonde bitch. This shithead was always thinking about his own existence, how he came to be. While yes, the other members had their own personal intentions, or at least they thought of Joker as a goddamn friend. Joker did so much for Morgana, helped for everyone, only to get belittled by him. He's utter shit in the game. He takes away my free time. He doesn't really even appreciate the fact that I took him in. Morgana's a disgrace to video game writing. He's the worst character in the entire Persona franchise, hell, probably even the entirety of SMT. His existence was made only just a fucking big deal just to end up having the worst flaws out of everyone in the cast. He's horrible. He's disgusting. He's a gruesome, hideous abomination. Oh, please let me out of this fucking Morgana spiral. I want to stop. I don't want to keep talking about this stupid fucking app. Make it stop. Make it out of that Persona today. There's fucking materialism. Morgana is like Persona 5. Make it stop. Hey everyone, thank you for watching this video. This was a really poorly written essay that I did just for the sake of satisfying one of my online friends, so like, fucking, oh, holy shit. This has been in the works for like a couple months now, so I really hope whoever watches this just enjoyed it. I know it's nothing good. This is my best work. I swear I write better essays in my fucking English class. Nah, but I had fun writing this. It was really fun writing shit, and I had a lot of fun voice acting this. This wasn't even fucking voice acting. I just did a fucking comedy shit show. I want to give a huge credit to Joker, one of my online friends. I will be putting his fucking what's it called? Like I don't know, his social media in the description. So please make sure to check that out. He did the funny Ace Attorney bit. Thank you so much for him to voice that. I knew he could do a fucking better job than I could ever do on that fucking bit, so I got him on that. And yeah, he did a great job, so thank you so much, Joker. But yeah, thanks for hearing me out, and I'll see you on the flippity flip. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know how you guys stand my fucking bullshit.